You're listening to The Fellas with Anthony McCoy,
Listen, man, that wasn't my fault. It was an unknown error.
Rich Thurston,
Someone said it was like the Bulls never changed their passwords, and Tibbs just popped in and did an auto trade.
Kev Lund,
We're out here doing this podcast, and these fools are out here blowing Super Bowls. Like, let's switch that up. Pay me a cool million, and I'll call the right place. I promise you.
and Kyle Straub.
When one of those point guards is James Harden, yes, the answer is yes, they are a better team.
Thanks for tuning in once again to The Fellas. 2 weeks out from Christmas. I'm getting excited. I hope everybody else is, except for McCoy and your eggnog loving ass. We'll get to that later in the show, though.
Love that eggnog.
It's a great way to start it off.
Sipping that now.
Yo, eggnog is so disgusting.
It's so disgusting.
Yeah. Y'all are a bunch of haters, and you call me a Scrooge.
Nasty
Y'all
ass
didn't even
eggs.
sip in the holiday drinks.
The only thing that Scrooge is drinking is eggnog.
My bottle is green and red right now. It don't get more holiday than
You
that.
ain't got the holiday bottle, man. You ain't holiday cheer over there.
Yours
you
comes
ain't
in
getting
a-
the full bottle.
Doesn't yours come in a carton?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Yeah.
A milk
Yeah,
carton
so-
type
That's
thing.
just
Yeah,
or-
it does.
I'm out
No,
on it.
no,
Nah.
Rich, do you know what his comes
Nah,
in?
nigga.
It comes in
Nah.
his shell.
Ain't nothing wrong with some nice frosty eggnog, you know?
Let him know, McCoy. Ho, ho, ho. That's how you catch all the hoes.
That's right.
Just,
Oh, my
just
God.
it's really made from eggs?
Yes.
Yeah. Nice and creamy there, you know?
No,
Kev,
that's
Kev,
a
the
little
ingredients-
cream, that's yolk.
A little
Yeah, the
rum in there.
ingredients are egg white, egg yolk, sugar, milk, and heavy cream, and they all whip it up together and make it a froth.
That's
I'm
almost
not drinking that
mayonnaise,
nasty
McCoy.
ass stuff.
Yeah, you know, so you should like it.
Can't be
Yeah.
drinking mayonnaise, man. Can't be,
Just taking spoonfuls, son.
can't be drinking it. Put that shit on my sandwich.
No, just getting a spoonful, son, right at the
It's not
jar.
even a spoonful. You got a damn cupful.
I wish I did. I'm all out right now. I got this water. That's no fun.
You're halfway to
He's
hell
gonna
and
get
it's tobacco.
salmonella from drinking eggnog.
Oh my
That shit's
God.
so nasty.
I'll be suing Turkey Hill real quick then.
You're drinking eggnog from Turkey Hill.
Oh, you got the Stewart's brand. It's good
You
too.
just you didn't hear Straub that you could make that yourself, and you went out there and bought some Turkey Hill.
Listen, I ain't making nothing of myself, man.
Yeah, I met your boys last night at the bar, talking about how they age their eggnog and what they put in it.
Yo, fuck
And they
those
sell
guys
it like
for
it's
life.
moonshine.
Yeah, I'm not with that.
It's cold ass eggs.
I'm gonna buy the professionally made eggnog. Like, it's like when dudes come out here with the moonshine and they're like, "Oh, this might make you go blind for a bit, but go ahead and take a sip."
That's what, I wonder what
In
would
our
come
younger
out better.
days, you know we would have.
What would come out better?
Didn't-
Didn't
McCoy's eggnog
Christine
or-
have it?
Yeah, we drank
Yep.
moonshine before.
Woo was
I don't know
pounding
how.
that.
I don't know how real like the stuff Holstein got was though.
Shit was disgusting. It was real enough.
If there's one person out there that's got real moonshine in Kingston, it was
Yeah,
Holstein.
right. That and the
He looked just like the guy from the shows.
remember he had the jelly in the fridge that was older than us.
Oh, he had
Yeah.
so much in that fridge that was disgusting. Sitting at the bottom of the creek now.
That's crazy.
So the big news this week was actually over the weekend. Kev, out of season, but your Yanks made a big move. Went and got Giancarlo Stanton. You have the new modern day Bash Brothers, I guess you can call them.
Yo, that shit heated up so quick. Did you see how it played out?
So I did there's always been the rumor of him going to the Yankees, and then I sent it in our group chat actually when they came out and said it was either the Giants or the Cardinals. They had deals in place with both of them. He was going to meet with both, and all he had to do was waive his no trade. And then the next thing I know, I was busy, and I got a text from you that was like, Giancarlo Stanton is a Yankee. I was like, well, all
Yeah,
right,
you know why that
that
trades
happened.
didn't go through though, because the captain fucked it all up.
How
That
did
Well,
is-
that?
interesting that you bring him up because the winter meeting started today, and he's now
He
the
didn't
owner
even
of a
show.
team. The whole point of being a owner is to be at these winter meetings, And the only one not there, Derek Jeter.
Yeah,
He got better
only
things to
bought
do,
the team
that's
to
why.
give the Yankees Stanton.
No, he
He's
doesn't.
got-
The winter meetings are the biggest spot for GMs and owners
Bro.
to start to shape their team in the future.
He's got gift baskets to hand out, son. He ain't worried about no winter meetings.
He bought the Marlins for one reason, and his shit is accomplished. Get the Yanks Stanton and get out of there.
Right? We good.
Nah, because he came out and said all that bullshit about trading Stanton and how all the stuff he was gonna do and all the plans, and he never went and talked to Stanton. So Stanton might have approved those things, but it looked like that's what they're saying. That's like the cover up.
Yeah, I saw a quote from him, and it was asking why he declined and wanted to go to the Yankees. And he said, I had a meeting with the Cardinals, and they're a great organization, really liked him, it was a good meeting, but I gave them a list of teams originally because that's who I wanted to go to. I was going to stick to that list. And that's what happened.
Who wants to go
I
to
guess
St.
the Dodgers.
Louis anyway?
The Dodgers were the only other team that he wanted to go to more than the Yankees,
And then
but the Dodgers weren't willing to give anything up for him,
And the
though.
Cubs and the Astros are on there, and they weren't trading for him.
No.
So we hustled them. We gave them Starlin Castro and two.
Well, what's
low-level minor
actually
leaguers.
funny is you're gonna laugh at this because little brother Met syndrome. I'm sitting here and you make the big old trade, but we could sneak in because we need a second baseman. They're gonna need to unload Castro. We may be able to go and get him.
Yeah, there you go.
They'll help us out a
Okay.
little
Taking the
bit.
scraps.
And they took $20 million off of Stanton's contract too. So
That doesn't, Kev. That doesn't mean anything. When we're talking about $250 million, $20 million doesn't mean
$26
shit.
million a year ain't shit to the Yankees. They just paid A-Rod that last year to host.
That's what I'm
Pop.
saying. So who cares about that little bit that they took?
That's insane.
That's like that's like basically they were paying A-Rod that and CC that last year, and now you dump that and pick up Stanton, and you gave up basically nothing. Why not? I'm all about it. Judge and Stanton. That's the real New York Giants. Boo those G-men.
So, Rich, McCoy, you guys is non-baseball fans. You guys aren't watching it all the time. You'll tune in every once in a while. Does this kind of captivate you? Will it make you watch more, or is it just a headline like, yeah, it's cool, but whatever?
I won't watch more, but that shit is awesome. Like, when I go to Jess's grandparents' house, her grandfather always has the Yankee game on. So if I can walk by the TV and I can possibly see 1,000 foot of home runs, like I will sit down and watch that every single time.
Word.
Same for you, McCoy?
Yeah, I won't put baseball on ever, but same thing. Like if I saw them batting, I would definitely. If they're batting back to back, I would definitely sit there.
Oh,
and
they're
watch for a
absolutely.
minute.
They're going to be 3, 4, 4, 5, some way in that lineup between those two.
I watched snippets of Stanton's like introductory press conference today, and he was saying all the right things.
So Stan's a really good dude. Like, he's been in Miami. He knows what he's supposed to say and how to act and all that kind of stuff. He's just been in Miami, so the spotlight hasn't been on him nationally. It's just kind of that local little media that they have. So now everybody's going to get to see this personality that he is.
He's a handsome guy too, let me tell you.
Yeah. He's, you know what? Honestly, he's A-Rod, just not as good, but
Yeah.
a better power hitter, and he's more likable.
Yeah,
Like, A-Rod's a douchebag.
like he's gonna take over New York.
Still smashing J Lo though.
Yeah, he's going to be the face of New York, which will help Aaron Judge. It's going to take pressure off of him, which I think was a problem we talked about towards the end of the season where those strikeouts went so high because people were figuring out how to pitch to him so they could throw balls that were out of the strike zone. Now you're going to have to pitch to him if you have Giancarlo Stanton sitting behind him.
But it's not just those two. Like I feel like it's being.
Oh,
those
no,
two,
it absolutely is.
and Kev,
Gary
I
Sanchez
remember-
last year was in the home run derby.
Yeah, like
He's
their whole
he's
line.
still in
and
their
doesn't-
lineup.
Didn't like that Didi guy do really good too?
Yeah, wait for Greg Bird to come out, man. That dude's gonna be I think the best hitter out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, the Yankees, their lineup is going to be 1 through 9 insane. Their problem, and it was the problem that bit them this year, is they have no pitching.
Bullshit. That was not the problem.
Oh, come on, Kev.
Scoring 3 runs in 3 away games in that.
So hold on a minute. So you're telling me that you're happy with CC and Tanaka 1 and 2?
No, Severino is number 1, first of all.
And but except he showed in that number 1 game he's not up to par in a big time game.
Bullshit.
He,
I call
okay,
that
then what did he
all around.
what did he do game number 1?
Our total team ERA.
What did he
in the
do
playoffs
game
was
one that he
under
started?
2, bro.
Hey man, Jordan didn't win a playoff game until year 4.
That's fine.
So
It's his first ever
Like,
playoff
dropped
game,
63
dude.
and
That's
then
fine.
Celtics
And
up.
One,
he
we're
came out
talking.
with 7
One, we're
shutout
talking
innings
about a
right
different
after that,
sport.
so I don't want to
I'm
And
just
two, I'm
saying.
not saying that he sucks. I'm just saying he's not your number one right now.
Yes, he is.
Tanaka
He's
is your
going-
number one.
let
Seven
people
right now
grow
is
into
going
their
to be my
situation.
number one pitcher going into next year. He finished what,
I'll
third
take
in
that
the
spot.
Cy
Okay.
Young?
Okay,
Yes,
fine,
I'll
fine.
take him.
Number of the order aside, he's your only quality pitcher. Everybody else, I'm not throwing out there with any confidence.
I am because they finished with a
You're
under
nuts.
2 ERA in the playoffs. they shut lineups
That's
down.
Kev. You're relying on that. That's like the Mets relying on Bartolo Colon in the
No,
last few years.
Don't
Like that's
mention
just
the Yankees
nonsense.
And the Mets in the same
Enjoy
sentence.
relying on an old ass CC and Tanaka. Have
Dude,
fun
he's
with
not even
that.
on my
buddy.
team right now. He's a free agent.
And you're not going to be able to go get anybody else, so you have
Gonna
to
go
get it. That's
Alex
what I'm saying.
Cobb, baby.
Why
Chuck
can't
and
they go get
peas.
anyone else?
Because there's nobody else to get.
Oh, okay. That's a good answer.
There are.
Kev,
Don't let
I
them-
did want to ask you, because I remember a few times we've talked about, like, the off season in a few years. Does that fuck all this up?
No,
Like
it
the-
doesn't. They're still able to go do that.
Oh.
They have enough money right
No
now to go
salary
sign.
cap.
They can sign one top more free agent. They can go get a Alex Cobb. They could go get. They could trade for Garrett Cole. There's they got Clint Frazier, a number one prospect who's blocked by Aaron Hicks, Aaron Judge, Stanton, Brett Gardner, Estevan Florial. I can keep going on. We have number one prospects that we could trade to go get a number one arm right now. Least of my worries.
I don't know
boy.
any of these dudes.
Neither do I, but this sounds exciting.
They could go wheel and
Michael-
deal and spend
Like,
money right now.
I don't know if I've had too many beers, but he just made me like that just
then-
sounded exciting.
Bryce Harper. We don't even need anymore. We'll go spend $350 million on Manny Machado to lock down third. The number one prospect in all of baseball is going to play second base this year. Let's go Yankees.
Who's that?
Gleyber Torres.
God damn, Kev.
Have all in.
Oh,
The playoff
dude,
runs had them all
dynasty
in.
Yeah.
making.
Kev
Brian
is in a
Cashman
spot
is in
right
the
now,
Hall of Fame
McCoy.
right now.
You're going to be very similar with when Derrick Rose won the MVP with the Bulls.
Except
We
we
were
have
young.
7 Derrick
We were
Roses.
unstoppable. The future looked awesome.
We have 7 D Roses.
He's hyped right now.
I mean, yeah, of course you have 70 roses. It's a different sport. There's 25 men on your roster. There's 12 on a
You
basketball
didn't
team.
even have
Kev.
one full D Rose.
Anyway, my whole point is it's great that you're getting all excited and stuff, but potential and kids in the farm system
That's just
don't
the-
equate to wins.
the
You don't
sad
win
thing
World
about
Series
Jets
fan
in
coming
the
out
farm
in you.
system.
Yo, let my
Judge
man
it.
live.
Yeah, right?
Oh,
He's
no.
over here.
Jets fan,
No,
dude.
hold
Huge
the
over here.
Fuck on, no,
That's-
fuck all of you.
The orange
Because 2
and
years
blue.
ago when the Mets got in the World Series and Kyle was all excited because of the young players, it was, shut up, Straub. The Mets are terrible. Shut up,
Listen.
Straub. I don't
Listen.
want to hear about the
had-
young guns.
you had
Shut up,
bitch-ass David Wright.
Straub. So fuck all of you.
Who else did you
All
have?
of you.
Fake ass Batman as a pitcher and
Getting his girl taken by out of
blind ass David Wright. Great ass young core that is. A fake superhero. and a
David Wright
blind
wasn't
man.
even playing in that World Series, so shut up.
Well, that's even worse. Abuse your captain.
Didn't need him. His ass is too old. His back has been fucked up for about 6 years.
What was
He
the
may
name
be
of the
captain
dirty
at
looking
heart, but
pitcher?
he's not on the field, McCoy.
What was the
He's-
name of the dirty looking pitcher that you got offended because I called him dirty?
I don't know which one because
He-
like
the
we have,
Thor
we have
guy.
multiple,
Oh,
we have
Syndergaard.
multiple of them with long hair. Thor,
Yeah.
Thor
he's
is Syndergaard. Noah Syndergaard.
he looked like he was homeless.
The mighty Thor?
Yo, do you remember how offended he got when I said he looked like a
Yeah,
dirty?
he was tight. He was like he was his boy, son.
He is
Like
my
his
boy.
boy. Like his boy.
He was like he was somebody was talking about one of us to him, you know?
Your boy out there. He went and got jacked and then threw 3 games and tore all his muscles.
Like I knew that was coming. Like I don't know why pitchers do that these days.
Yo, he
Why
spent
they
the
think
whole
that-
offseason bench pressing.
He got
and
the
came
Steph
out
Curry?
and threw one.
Yo, yes, he got the Steph Curry, Rich.
He got too swole on him. See?
Put on too much weight or too much muscle, and it puts too much torque on those
Tried to-
ligaments, and you start
My
hurting
bad.
yourself.
Tried
It's
to
not
look
the
like
Steph
KD
Curry.
in that picture I sent you guys.
The original
Yeah.
put on too much muscle is David Boston.
Yeah,
Oh.
David
Yo, I stay. Rich, they have a D-back and his last name is Boston. And I stay getting flat. I mean, he's nowhere near as jacked as
Flashbacks
him.
to it.
But I see Boston on a Chargers jersey.
Yeah.
Yo, David Boston was a good receiver. He just took too much HGH.
Nah, word.
Like,
You didn't know when to stop. Like, you're good now, Dave. You know? It's time to give up. Like, you got to where you need to be.
James
If you
Harrison
listen to
running
this-
around as a wide receiver.
And you don't know who David Boston is, Google that motherfucker. Because he got
Yeah.
huge.
My question about the Yankees dudes is which one of them is the bigger guy, like Stanton or Judge?
Judge.
I think
Oh,
Stanton
Judges.
is.
No,
Judge.
Judge-
Like a good
Judge
amount?
is an inch taller and has like 40 pounds on him.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, he's a house.
My question is...
Now, if you want to talk about like which one is more jacked, Stanton. I think if you put them like side by side, who can lift more pounds per body? Like Stanton's probably more
Yeah.
powerful.
Imagine if them dudes were taking steroids like McGuire and them.
Damn,
So they'd be hitting 600-foot home
Give him
runs,
the-
right?
They're hitting them
The
close to
cream
that
and the
as
clear.
is.
Give him the cream and the clear, boy. Don't want to see
Yeah, right,
it.
just
So,
rub it on there.
like you guys won't really completely understand what this. You know what exit velocity refers to at least.
Yeah,
Yeah.
how fast the ball off the bat. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah, but
fucking
you're not
stupid,
gonna know,
Kyle.
like- man.
Jesus
But if I
Christ.
say, hold on, but if I say they hit it 115 versus 125, like it doesn't really mean that much difference to you, does
No,
it?
it does.
Either.
I'm not a fucking moron, Kyle. Like, just because I don't watch baseball doesn't mean I don't understand the exit philosophy.
I'm talking about like what the average exit velocity would be versus how
Yeah.
much higher theirs is.
yeah.
What is it?
I don't know,
That's
but
what
I'm
it is?
getting to
Oh,
it.
okay.
So I saw a stat, and it was talking about the top.
I don't
whatever.
know, but I'm getting to it.
What are you getting to if you don't know?
I'm waiting.
Drink that nog, son.
Bottoms up. What was your stat, Kyle?
Proceed with this stat.
I don't want to anymore.
I want to know, man.
Yeah, I want to know.
No, so last year there was X amount of players that hit a ball with an exit velocity that was over 116 miles an hour. The average was 108 or something like that. 90% of those balls that were hit over that were by those two.
You didn't think I was going to be able to understand that?
I didn't know if you understood what exit velocity was referring to in the game of baseball, period.
All right, just asking.
It's a pretty easy concept to grasp.
I mean, not really. When you talk about baseball with all
What
the
do you
stats
mean?
and all the categories that they have,
Yo, to be honest with you, baseball is awesome to me still because of all the stats. Like, I really
They
love
keep
basketball
adding more and more.
analytics. Like, I love basketball analytics, like effective field goal percentage and like usage rate and stuff like that. Shit is awesome to me. And like baseball is like the king of that shit.
Yeah, that's why.
yeah, I was gonna say if you like it, you should look into it. Like WAR
there's
wins
actually-
wins above run average. Like
Wins above
There-
replacement.
it's
because
insane
replacement
how many
players.
things that it's insane how many things that they've come out with
There's
just
a
in the last
stat
6 years.
That's Papa Wop Bip. It's like
What?
percent. It's called Papa Wop Bip, right? It's percentage of balls put in play. It's like percentage of the balls that are put in play that an
Sounds like it should be a
outfielder
Pokemon or something.
or like the defense has a chance to make a play on.
Yeah. So with I'll just use the college level example because I've seen this at so many different stadiums. They have pitch locators that tell them exactly where the ball left a pitcher's hand, the spin rotation, how much it moved in the air, the velocity, and where it crossed the strike zone. They then can take that and relay it into where the batter hit the ball,
Yeah.
how hard it was hit, and they do it over the course of practices. So they compile these stats and they can figure out exactly where they hit the ball in what situation and give the probabilities. That's why you're starting to see so many teams shift so much because they can say, all right, well, this dude hits the ball on the ground to the right side 85% of the time. We're going to put 3 infielders over here now.
Yeah.
It's friggin' nuts.
They can literally tell you by the balls that are put in play if they were like if they should have been outs, if they shouldn't have been outs
Yeah. It's
on
like
average.
10
So like you
years-
can tell if someone's like hitting streak is like a fluke or not.
10 years ago when I was still playing baseball, you moved your defense depending on where the ball was going to be pitched, inside or outside. You moved up the middle, or you moved towards the hole a
Yeah.
little bit. It is completely changed, and it's crazy how far technology has brought it, though.
There you
It's
go,
coming
Smoke.
into basketball, you said now, too?
Oh
So,
yeah, analytics are big in basketball.
Oh, go ahead,
That's all
Kev.
Houston's trying to do.
Right now,
Yeah,
man,
basically.
Buster Olney just tweeted the Pirates are willing to listen to offers for Garrett Cole. Yankees and Pirates match up perfectly. There's
For
another-
who? Garrett Cole?
Yep, there's another solid arm.
Yeah,
And
but, I
and
mean, he's not.
locked up.
I wouldn't call him a frontline
Locked up.
starter, though.
Yeah, but dude, you're gonna have like a whole staff at number 2. Sonny Gray is in the number 1, but that dude's got locked up young arm 3 years, and he's
Sonny Gray was a number 1 4 years ago.
dude. He's like barely old enough to drink.
I don't care how old he is. I'm just telling you that 4 years ago he was a number 1, and now he is not. Like when he got traded to Yankees, his ERA was over 4. Last year, his ERA was over 4 for the season.
Man, you are such an angry Mets fan.
I'm not an angry Mets fan.
You
I'm
know what,
state.
Kev?
Hold on. I state facts, and I'm an angry Mets fan. You state probabilities, and it's exciting.
Hold on. I did want to ask Kyle why he was excited about the Japanese pitcher going to play with, like, who are you excited about? Like, there was one you said.
Mike Trout was out in L.A. with him.
Yeah, but like you were
Why did
excited
the
about that.
Angels?
But then when Stanton goes to play with the Yankees, I didn't get no text messages with the eyes looking to the side. Like that's gonna be dangerous.
Because I'm not sold on
Hater
Aaron
ass
Judge
Met.
yet.
You've
But
been
what
hating
about-
on Judge all podcast,
But what about
huh?
everyone else?
What'd you say,
But
Rich?
what about everyone else?
What do you mean everyone else?
Like
Man,
everyone else in the
hold
lineup.
on. If the Mets had a rookie that batted 282 and hit 52 home runs, this man, you would have his jersey hanging in your bathroom.
Hold on a minute. What did you
kitchen.
just? Wait a minute. Hold on. What did you just try and tell me? Aaron Judge batted 280. What?
280.
You want to check your numbers?
What he batted?
Oh, I hope he batted 281.
282. Son, he batted
280,
150
son.
something the
It's
second half of the
280.
year. The only way he batted 282 is if he hit like 450 the first half,
What did he
and
bat
that didn't
then?
happen.
What he bat?
He
then?
batted below 250.
Hold on.
What he bat then?
Rich is looking it up. That's why he
Yeah.
said hold on.
Yo, it doesn't matter
He
what he
batted
batted. If he
284.
No, it
hits
absolutely
52
no,
home
Rich.
runs.
McCoy, it absolutely does in this
He batted
context because
284.
He
Rich
batted
asked me.
284. Yeah.
Yeah.
Rich asked me.
284.
All right, he batted
He
284.
must have batted 475 in the first half,
Rich
motherfucker.
asked me why I wasn't excited about these two as I am the other guys.
Go Mets. You've won what? 2 division titles since you've been alive? Woo!
They played in 2 World Series, Kev. Calm down.
They lose
I
one to
took
the
care of that
Yankees.
for you,
Hey,
Kyle.
3.
3 division titles?
Son,
3 division titles or World Series?
both.
Ooh.
How
We
is it
won it in
3?
'86 and I was alive.
Oh, shut up, Kyle.
Oh, I was alive.
Hold
It's
on,
my
you've won the
lifetime.
NL East 3 times?
In my lifetime,
Next
yes.
topic.
In my lifetime, yes.
Love it or shove it.
Anyway, Rich, back to your original question. I'm more excited about the LA stuff, specifically because this dude's going to be the first two-way player, which is really cool.
Yeah, hold on about that.
Okay?
What makes everyone think he's just gonna be able to do this?
I mean, there's a lot of players that are starting to get
A
this.
lot of players, Kyle.
Yeah, I brought it up on the podcast earlier when we started it. There are players that are in the college game that are two-way players that when they're getting drafted, they don't know which way to put them. Should they be a hitter or should they be a pitcher?
Okay,
It's
but
something
that,
that's starting to
but that doesn't
develop
mean
through
they
the
do
younger
both.
players.
like I'm
what's-
sure there's been a lot of people. Like we had a friend, like a really close friend, that could do both.
Not
But
at the
they-
level that these kids are.
I'm sure he could do one of the two. At the level
But
that
not
these
both
kids
of
are.
them, though. And that's what I'm saying. These kids that are starting to come around can do both of them at the highest of levels. And we haven't seen that before.
I think this.
I
kid's
feel like I
insane.
grew up with it.
Now this dude, I don't know if it's going to translate to our game. There are
Hideki
times that
Irabu
guys have
out
come
there.
over from the
Hideki
Japanese
Irabu.
league, and it's translated, and they've done really well. Other times, they've completely crashed and burned.
How old is this dude?
24.
Ah, so he's still young in the game. Then.
So yeah, here's the weird thing about this kid. If he had waited 2 years, he could have come over and he wouldn't have had to deal with the international rules and the rookie rules in Major League Baseball, and he could have just signed as a free agent, which means he would have demanded somewhere between $200 and $300 million because of all the hype around him. But he didn't care. He just wanted to come here and play now. So now he's making
That's
I don't know
kinda
what
whack to me.
I don't know what the Angels gave him, but it's somewhere around the
Yeah,
league
man.
minimum. So
Taking less money
$400,000,
is
$500,000
a great way to go, McCoy.
I would have waited for that $200 million in 2 years.
Nope.
Like,
I can't
I'll
believe
just
you
be a
picked the Angels.
superstar in Japan.
That's
Yeah,
why.
That
Apparently,
seems really whack, Kev.
money and fame have nothing to do with what drives this kid, at least so far in his life.
Well, you saw
So does that
every
make him a
team
better
that he wanted to
person?
go
Like it
to
makes
was
Roy
on the
Williams a
West
better
Coast.
person to coach Cal?
What?
Yep.
I didn't hear what you said.
Does that make him a better person? Like it makes Roy Williams a better person than Coach Cal?
I have no idea if it makes him a better person or not. I don't know him.
Okay, I'm just asking.
Roy Williams is a better
Asking
person
for
than
a
Coach
friend.
Cal, though. Yes.
Slime ball coach Cal.
Eh,
Straw, you saw every list of teams he picked was on the West Coast, right?
Not everyone. There was one or two that were on the East Coast.
The final
Closer
eight
to home
was,
for him.
was the Mariners, Padres, Dodgers, and
The
Angels.
Cubs. He had the Cubs on his list too.
he's from
The
fucking
final
Japan.
four, like the
son.
final five
Yeah,
lists.
but LA is
was all
closer than
West
New York
Coast.
to Japan.
What'd you say? Well, I know another part of his decision was that he wanted to be somewhere where there was a large Asian culture.
Well, let me tell you about the team that he picked and a large Asian culture, because I go there a lot.
Oh, man.
That is the biggest Asian culture you could get.
Then there's
That's
your
right.
reason that he probably picked that
I mean,
place then.
Closer to home. dude.
everything from the signs, everything. Yeah, he is home, dude. As soon as I saw it, I knew why.
Yeah. I mean, he said he wants to be a role model for Asian Americans, so
What about
There you
this? That one kid that went high in the draft that played both positions. Is he
Oh, yeah,
about
kid
to do
was
that stuff
So
too?
there-
Tyler
there's-
kid.
that's one of the Hunter Green kids. I
Yeah.
don't know what they're going to do with
So
him.
his name was Tyler.
What team's he on?
The Twins are the ones who drafted him. Like, if it were me, I would play these kids both ways, and if one develops higher, then you just go with that. But they're probably going to choose to be a pitcher because when you throw 100 miles an hour, it doesn't happen very often.
What's the big deal in letting them play both ways though? Like,
They're
It's a
worried they're going to
lot.
get injured.
Yeah, but it's a lot to handle too, isn't it? Like
It is. Yeah, like at that level, pitching, you see all these guys get hurt because of the amount of innings that they're throwing, the stress that's put on your arm. It's not a natural movement. So
Right.
if you're going to give them,
throw something 100 miles per hour? Of course not.
and you do it 100 times throughout a day, every 5
In the span
days.
of 3 hours.
So their concern is if it's that taxing on regular people, by throwing you out there 3 days a week to play the position and bat, is it going to take away from your stamina at the end of the year?
So if you're lucky enough to be in the AL, then just make him a DH. Like,
He doesn't want to be.
They
He
can
wants
take
to
a few
play the
hacks.
outfield.
well, listen,
you
kid,
know,
this is a business.
Yeah, bro. Like,
And he's right. You
Take
know
what
what?
you
Hold
can
on.
get.
Nope. I can't. I'm not hating on him at all.
I'm
He's coming
not really
over,
hating either, but
and there's a
relax.
demand for him, so he can list what he wants. You meet what I want, and I'll sign with you. People
Yeah.
met what he wanted, and it was the
well,
Angels
for the,
that met the
for
most.
the Japanese guy, yeah, I get that. On
Yeah.
his end, sure.
Yeah,
But, like,
so
for the dude that just got drafted, like, he's not going to have as much leverage, you know?
Yeah, I think there's a lot that goes into that. It's probably an organizational thing too. Like they'll talk with the kid, with the parents,
Yeah.
with their coaches and their different scouts. Like, does he project better as a hitter going forward, or does he project better as a pitcher? Because if you think that this is his level as a pitcher and he's not going to get any better, then let's go ahead and try and work the bat. But maybe the next kid that comes along, his arm has room for growth. So let's go ahead and make him a pitcher.
I just don't see why, like, you pitch what? If you're a starting pitcher, you're pitching
Every
what,
5
every 5
days.
days? So
Or every
on
5
day
games.
3, on his third day after his rest day, like, if he wants the DH and take a couple hacks, why not?
Well, and there's the like conversation that's starting to happen because you're not just completely resting in between those days of pitching. You have your long toss, you have your bullpen sessions. So instead of doing those, why not play a game, get your work in that
Yeah,
way?
right.
And that's
That'll
what they're
save
going to
your
try.
arm, too.
He is essentially the kind of guinea pig. If it works with him, you're going to start seeing other organizations with these kids maybe do it more and
Changing
more.
the game.
Yeah.
It'll make these pitchers more real, because if they got to get up to bat, they ain't gonna just beam someone,
Yeah, word.
right?
Oh
Word.
yeah, that's a good point, Kev.
Yes, it
Hell
will.
yeah.
Absolutely.
That's the best point. Like, don't be throwing,
Don't
hit
throw
me
it
in the
my
dome
way.
here, because you're getting it right back
Unwritten
now.
rules never brought pitchers into this stuff, so let's see what
Yeah.
happens with that. Yeah.
Right? It's a lot different when you got to go up there and face that now.
Right?
Yeah, not your teammate. It's your face and your own music.
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I'm excited for it because I thought, like, I don't know if we were talking about it on here, but I know I said it in the group chat when that kid was coming along that I hope that he would be the one that kind of changed that and got the ball rolling with these people doing the allowing
Yeah.
kids to grow and be two-way players because it's how you grow up and you play your whole life anyway.
Right.
It's not until they usually get until the minor leagues. I mean, a lot of kids that pitch in college are the best athletes, so they hit too.
Well, it is fly when you see a pitcher get up there and hit a ball. Like CC's done it. Didn't you?
Oh, yeah.
Did Syndergaard hit a bomb?
Yeah, he's got I think the second most home runs since he's come in the league behind Kershaw.
Yeah, he just came up with he was jacking home runs.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're as big as him, he just goes up there and takes a hack, and if he makes contact, ball may go.
Who else? Well, there's some other pitchers, but that's
Doesn't the dude on the Giants hit home runs?
yeah, that's the
Bumgarner?
guy I was
Oh yeah,
thinking.
Bumgarner. Yep.
Yo, he's a
Oh,
beast.
sorry, that's who I meant. Bumgarner's got the most home runs, not Kershaw.
Yo, that guy's a beast.
Who, Bumgarner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He lives a different way too.
Yeah, he's from the sticks in North Carolina.
Wasn't he the one whose wife had the same first name as him?
Probably. That would make sense.
The fuck?
Yeah, it's some random shit, right?
But doesn't he just do some wild shit like outside?
I'm
of
glad
his
you
farm?
knew it.
I Madison, take me Madison.
I hope she looks like him too.
Yeah. This dude just married himself. Like. That's
I think
funny.
he cut it, but for a while he had that long ass hair too. So maybe.
I used to really like baseball. Baseball was fun to play.
It is. I love that shit.
It's alright. Too much standing around for me.
The thing about that, like, yeah, standing around sucks, and I'm with you on that. But when I got to make a play on the ball, it was awesome.
Yeah. It was always fun to make plays like that.
That's why I always played the infield. Even if you're not getting a play, you
Not me.
always are engaged in the game, thinking about what you're doing, where you got to be, reading the ball, reading the runners. I love it.
You know I wasn't trying to field no grounders.
Mm-mm.
You ain't blasting the ball at me and thinking I'm getting in front of it.
Getting hit in the head, right?
Yeah, right, Kevin?
People let you drive home after. You really know you
It's fine.
Yeah, I had a killer.
Oh, that line drive.
Yeah, those
I
things was
remember that
seed.
night. I get killer headaches from that night.
You don't
still,
remember
man.
that night, Kev. You remember us telling
Yeah,
you about
bro.
that night.
This
I
dude
remember-
want to pop up laughing.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember sitting on the bleachers.
Those jerks in the infield should have caught that, man.
The
Couldn't
outfield.
even run that down
You
for
mean
you.
the
Yeah,
outfield?
excuse them for being worried about their friend who just got nailed in the dome.
Well, you got to make the play, man.
The game doesn't stop.
That's right. You would understand.
Looking like Tom Savage out here.
Yo.
Yeah.
Damn,
I
you saw that,
do
dude?
not understand. In case anybody that's listening doesn't know what Kev just referred to,
I
Tom
don't even know
Savage
what he
got
referred to.
got power bombed essentially during their game this past Sunday, and then proceeded to look like Muhammad Ali on the ground, twitching with Parkinson's. His hands wouldn't stop.
Didn't
This
they put
dude-
him back in after
Yeah,
that?
this dude came back into the game.
Like, not even like what, 1 or 2 plays later, trotting back out.
Kev,
They
that was a
about to get
beautiful
fined.
segue by you.
There you go.
I gotta tell you, man. Like, if I had to pick someone, like, if I didn't know who the broadcaster was, I would pick you just by that Like, that was beautiful. Because I don't know who the fuck Tom Savage is, and I watched the video. I didn't know that was his name.
That's great.
Tasty boy Watson.
Oh, man.
That's great.
Yeah.
Mr. Segway.
Everybody's been replaced this year.
Mr. Segway.
Two more went down. Carson Wentz was the big one, but for me and Kev, Foles is done for the season now too.
Oh,
Not
McCown?
Foles, you mean
McCown, excuse me. Foles was last year. Yeah.
Foles is going to be the reason the Eagles season is done.
He's going to be Frank
Yeah,
Reich
so
out
that's
there.
who's replacing him now.
There's only one Frank.
Frank Reich.
Yo, I was there's a game on yesterday and they showed like who's in the hunt. And the Bills at the top of the list. I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Never die. They
Like
keep
the
circling.
league is that crappy, son, that they're 7-6 and like the first team in, like
Dude,
Yep.
it's so bad.
Terrible.
Everybody's hurt. Or
Yeah.
you don't have a quarterback anyway, so you suck.
yeah, right. So if
Like
guy got
literally,
hurt,
the only
then
quarterback left standing is Tom Brady. Surprise, surprise.
always Tom.
Ring number 6.
Yeah, right.
Get it?
He's gonna
At this
walk
point,
to it
yeah.
this year.
Who's gonna beat them? Like Pittsburgh, maybe?
Hell
But they
no.
always
Did you
get
see
smoked
them?
by the
They
Patriots.
suck so
I was just
bad
gonna say,
last
did you
night.
watch them last
Yeah,
night at all?
Did they put up mad points though?
I mean,
Yeah.
Didn't they win?
They did.
yeah, but they didn't look that good though. They played the Ravens in that game too.
Baltimore's D
Yeah, but
was
Pittsburgh
nice,
can
but
score,
they lost
man.
their whole
The
secondary.
only good team in the NFL is the Patriots.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the fact that the Steelers let Joe bum-ass Flacco and that shitty offense put up 38 points, that's what you got to worry about.
Well, the Patriots' defense isn't that great either, is it?
Oh,
No, it's gotten much better.
They're actually losing right now to Miami.
Of course it has. Who they playing?
Yeah,
Miami.
they're playing the Dolphins right
in
now.
Miami.
No, they'll win.
They always
Miami will
win.
blow that.
I actually, right before we came on the air, I saw another piece on ESPN because they were highlighting this new linebacker that they have. He's only been up for 2 weeks.
Yeah, you know
He
what
was
he's
on the
doing.
Bills practice squad. Now he's
Yeah.
starting for the Patriots, and he's got like 4 sacks, 2 interceptions, and he helped to win the game against the Bills last
Yeah,
weekend.
he was making plays.
Like,
Josh Gordon is a free agent after this year.
yeah, and
You know
he'll
where
probably
he's
go to the
going.
Patriots and light shit up.
Oh yeah. Get out of
I'm
Cleveland.
mad cheap too. Watch, they're barely gonna pay him.
Did you see him throw the shades on after he scored his
I sure
touchdown?
did.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm all about this kid. I hope this kid tears it
So
up.
him and
These
the
two?
Packers D-back were going back and forth on Twitter. I guess the dude was saying he shut him down, and Gordon was like, "This dude couldn't
He really did.
hold my jock on my worst day," and the guy was like, "Oh, you must be on that stuff again." And it's like Gordon just has to take the L on that one. Like,
On that
You know?
stuff though, really, he's just smoking some gons. Leave him alone.
I'm drinking a little bit.
yeah, all right, I'm not mad at him. I'm doing those things too.
I'm drinking right now.
Right now.
His problem was he's a celebrity who got in trouble in drinking and driving.
Well, to be honest with you, if you're an athlete and like you kind of know when the drug tests are coming, if you can't lay off, you probably got a problem.
Yeah,
Well,
exactly.
I guess they played him on his last one because they knew they were going on like a team trip to Vegas, and they had the dude with the cup waiting for him when they got off the plane, and he had some drinks
really?
on the plane. Yeah, so I guess they tried to do him dirty. Like they found out he was going on this trip, and they were like, "Yeah, okay." And as soon as they got off the plane, the dude was there, like, "Oh, we need a sample," and he had alcohol in his system, of course. So
Yeah, because
that's
he
why
was
he got
probably
suspended.
thinking like, yeah, all right, I'll just go ahead and have my couple drinks now before we get on this plane, get
Right.
off, go home, and tomorrow we'll be good to go.
Right?
That's
Gotcha.
They were wise to his game.
Yeah. It's whacked out like that. He didn't get any DUIs or anything, right? Like he had no
Oh, yes, he-
alcohol-related offenses, did
Yeah,
he?
he did.
Or was
He
he
got
just
one-
off smoking weed?
No, he got a DUI when he was
Ah,
in
okay.
North Carolina. I remember that was on the news.
Oh, okay. I was
But
gonna
I
say,
don't-
like, if he doesn't
Was
have
that
anything
one-
to do with alcohol, why
Did
can't the man
he
drink?
did he ever get in trouble for coke?
I don't think so. I think it was just the
just
weed and the
good
alcohol.
the good old stuff. Just some alcohol and weed.
All right, then he got a DUI that in
Right.
North Carolina. I think that was like the last straws when he got this one. That was
Yeah.
his like third strike deal.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta stop at that point. Like, you want to not be in the NFL because you can't put that stuff down. Like,
Yeah,
Like seriously,
that's a lot
just
of money.
stop.
it's not worth it. Like, well, I mean, he's probably has like, some like an addiction going, or I'm sure he has issues with it. But like, you got to surround yourself with the right people. Like, don't go to Vegas with Johnny Manziel.
Yeah, they drafted,
That's probably not a good
drafted
idea.
him to put with Josh.
Yeah,
Allen.
right. Like, what were they thinking?
This will be our.
I mean, it
one-two
was the
punch.
Browns. They weren't thinking at all.
This is our connection, Manziel to Gordon. Like,
Wow.
these dudes aren't lit out here before the games. They could have been taking shots like Portis and the U boys.
Man, imagine if they would have been nice. Manziel
That would have
and
been
Josh
funny.
Gordon.
That would have been funny because they would have been wild. And Manziel would have been acting up so much if he was good. And they kind of would have been awesome.
Yo, speaking of acting up, did you see that the Ball twin brothers have found a team to play for?
Where is it?
Lithuania, right?
Yes, and apparently the
Hold
quote
on, where
was
is it?
in Lithuania.
Oh, is this with like Chris Stapps' older brother?
Yeah, but well, I don't know, but the coach, maybe
He's from Latvia,
the
man.
mini
Tells,
unicorn.
right?
The coach on this team, though, from this news article, it said that he is the LeVar Ball of Lithuania.
Oh, I gotta see
Who
this.
said this?
So, like, that's what the article said about the coach for this team that they're going to play for.
No
So,
wonder
like I
he's
said,
not.
talking about acting up, if that's the case, I want to see a reality show for these guys over there.
Lord.
Like them running around another country where nobody can speak their language and their coach just as bombastic as their father.
I want to see the coach and the father go at it. Like,
I want to see the coach and the father go out drinking together.
Yeah, we're. That'd be fun.
That has got to be one wild motherfucker.
He hated on the Lakers again, Kyle.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you say?
You sound so excited about it, Rich.
I mean, I don't give a fuck what he says, really. But he said that the problem with Lonzo is Luke Walton's. See, the way the rotation works with Lonzo is, you know how, like Kobe and, like, Jordan, like, LeBron will leave with, like, a minute left in the third, and then they'll come back with, like,
Yep.
9 minutes left in the fourth.
Yeah, get that extended little break,
Yeah.
but only miss a couple minutes.
He said the problem is that Luke Walton is doing that with him, and he should just let him play the whole fourth. And it's like, LeVar, like, your kid's shooting 30%. Like, Jordan Clarkson is playing really well. Like, if that's working for him, like, he's going to stick to that.
And is that minute really going to make that big of a difference? Like, him playing that last minute is going to turn his game around?
Well, because Lonzo was complaining of, like calf cramps, and, like, he was feeling stiff.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, that could just be because he hasn't played 25 games this quick.
Yeah, and he's not used to playing this many back-to-backs and, overnights and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and but he's always really sure to say that he doesn't have a problem with Magic.
Yeah, that's right. You gotta put respect on it.
He still needs to get his other two sons on the Lakers, that's why.
Like, he's always really sure to say that he thinks Magic's doing a great job. It's just Luke Walton he has a little bit of a problem with.
Do you think that he has a problem with Luke's age? That's why he goes after him? Like, do you think if it was a veteran coach that he would be doing this?
I think so, because he's done this at every level Lonzo's played at. Like, I read about it.
Yeah, but how
and
much respect are you going to have for Steve Alford?
I mean, I wonder if it was Phil Jackson, if he would say anything about it.
That's kind of where
Pop
that's
or
kind of where my
something.
mind
Yeah,
was
yeah.
thinking when I said a veteran coach was if Phil was still there, would this shit be going down?
I don't know.
You'd probably be getting out of Phil.
The only person I know that didn't give a fuck about what Phil thought was Kobe. Until he found out that he couldn't win without him.
That'll change your perception of somebody real quick.
So I was a little disappointed. I got to tell you. Yesterday I sent a picture of Rich, your boy, Kobe, addressing his boys in his Philadelphia Eagle jersey.
The new QB of the Eagles.
And I got no love in the group chat from you guys to help me hate on him.
He's been an Eagle fan, though. I think that was what it was. Like, we all know he's an Eagle
I
fan.
guess I
right?
just never realized it then.
He's from
I
Philly.
don't remember seeing it, so.
I knew that he was from Philly. I just never realized he was a big Eagles fan. And when I heard he went and like gave them a pregame speech, I was like, this son of a bitch. Then I saw him cheesing in that jersey.
Yeah, I had seen that picture
Jeez,
earlier.
the
And I was
jersey.
like, I wasn't surprised, though, because I knew he was an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it brought up a question that I kind of wanted to ask for a different reason. Is there a way for us to not have somebody that was our boy be our boy later on? Like
Penn
if
State.
Kobe did something egregious, could you have him not be your boy anymore?
What?
If Kobe did
That-
something egregious, could you have him not be your boy anymore? Like, where's our line for that? And my basis for this is
Penn
because,
State is definitely a line.
well,
Well, see, listen.
Come on.
This is the thing.
you just needed to throw Penn State in this week again. You
said
just
it
got to
first.
get it in there.
He said it first.
I
I
didn't
did
hear
say
him.
it. Well, see, this is the thing with Kobe. It's a weird line, because I think if Kobe would have gotten in trouble for what Kobe got in trouble for when I was younger, now I might be like a little out on him.
Do you mean
Okay,
like
let
just
me-
being accused of it, or like actually doing what? Like if he had done what she
If he had gotten
originally said,
convicted, I think
and
is
she
what you
didn't
said.
have 7 different DNAs in her panties, like
I mean, like
which part of it, like
I don't know, because like he made her sign a clause that said she's not allowed to talk about it, which I guess makes sense.
yeah,
But,
a lot of
like-
celebrities do stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, even now I think about it, and it's like, well, what really happened, Kobe? Like, because, you know,
Yeah.
the whole thing kind of got brushed underneath.
Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
But,
Was he like? Yeah, but like which part? Like like cheating on his wife is obviously bad, but
yeah, but I assume every basketball player cheats
right,
on their
like
wife.
so I'm
Like,
saying, like that part's not gonna.
yeah, that part. I
push you
think it's
away,
just
right?
like, I don't know. Like, I guess what he got accused. I guess the way it worked out. It's like
It depends on what happens, you know.
Yeah, like,
It's like with that like Derrick Rose gang rape thing. It's like
Yeah,
who
good
knows
boy,
what
too.
actually happened, right?
yeah,
You know what
that's the
happened.
thing.
So I guess
Maybe I was there.
He probably got hurt doing it, too.
Yeah.
I guess with my question, I didn't quite mean like the legal things. I mean like as far as you being a fan of them, they do something like I saw him with that Eagles jersey on. If he were out like celebrating with the Super Bowl win of the
Oh,
Eagles.
I don't give a fuck what Kobe Bryant does. Son.
Hold on,
Like,
though. But my whole bringing this up was because of somebody that's McCoy in my boy that is doing some shit that I think should take him off our list, but at the same time it can't, and it's Tyler Hansborough. Tyler Hansborough's got a new podcast that he is starting up, and he's starting it up with
Interesting.
Gerald Henderson.
Yeah, I heard about this.
If you don't remember who Gerald Henderson is, it's the dude who played for Duke and elbowed him in the face and smashed his face in when they both played in college together.
Punched him
Birth
right
of
in the
Psycho
face.
T.
Punched him right in the face. He was all bloody and everything.
Yeah, and broke
That
his
was the
nose like
birth.
he smashed his face.
that shit
Now,
is
obviously,
mad
he
funny,
can't
'cause that
not
just
be our
shows the
boy
fans
because
care
he's
more
got his
than the players
his
shit.
jersey retired and he won a title. But like, if he hadn't done those two things, screw him. He's not a boy anymore. Like that's a line, you know.
They're
That-
probably friends though, son. Like,
Right, that
That's
should be
fine,
showing
but
you-
as a fan, I don't care what you're doing in your
Right,
personal
like-
life. I'm talking about you on the court and you as what we see you as.
that alone, the fact that he bloodied that man's nose, and that it's the biggest yeah, almost in sports. Like that should show you how stupid you are for spelling Duke D-O-O-K all the time. Like for hating on Coach K for no reason. Like
Absolutely not.
the people who play in the games don't care as much as you do.
That's well, they may not care as much as I do, but I can guarantee you that they care a lot.
Oh yeah, but
but that's not
What
the
did you
biggest
just say
rivalry in
differently than
sports.
what I
What
said?
is?
What's that, Rich?
what did you just say that was different than what I said?
You made it sound like they just don't care at all. Like
No, I
it's just
said they
buddy
don't
buddy.
care as much as you do.
Well, yeah, a lot of people don't care as much as I do. I'm pretty damn passionate about some shit.
I know, because I can throw some shade at Roy Williams and you get real upset. That shit makes me laugh so hard every time.
It's not a cesspool here, Richard.
I know. The surrogate father, Roy.
Yep.
That shit really
right.
almost made me throw up in my mouth. When you
Why? Like, why does we see so many bad people out there? If you have one that's good, why does that make you sick?
Because it's so, like...
How dare you be a good person? No,
it's
go
not
go
that.
do evil things.
No.
Okay,
Because
Scrooge.
I think Roy Williams is a good person. I think Roy Williams is a great coach. But, like, the whole... walking into someone's living room thinking I'm a cheater was the hardest part of my life. Like, get the fuck out of here, Roy. Like, if that's
Why?
the hardest part of your life, fuck you, Roy.
I mean,
Like, if people are are using negative things to recruit against you, shut up, Roy. Because they've been doing it your entire life. They're going to continue to do it. You've been investigated 7 times.
but it was a
Roy does
personal
some
attack,
wild
though.
shit behind closed doors.
Yeah, like the question is character, son.
You know, like yeah,
you know not to
it's
do
not.
that,
It's
Kev.
not.
And you
Don't
know
go
what?
coach or don't go to him. He's not a good coach. It's
And you know
don't go
what?
to him. He
And
does
if
some
my-
shady shit.
And if I'm as old as Roy Williams is, anyone questioning my character, if I know they're lying, it's not bothering me. So what's your boy hiding?
Nothing.
Nothing,
just cares
obviously.
about-
The
he
NCAA doesn't find nothing.
He cares more about what people think of him than you do. Obviously,
I'm just
He
saying,
wants
if I
his
hit-
peers
if
to
I
view
hit
him
like
in a
80
nice
years
light.
old, if I hit, how old is Roy?
I think he's
68,
67.
7, yeah, something
If I
around
hit
there.
that old, I'm not going to give a fuck about what people think about me.
Well, I think he's thinking about what his legacy is in his amongst his peers.
And his legacy, regardless if he was caught cheating or not, is going to be an all-time great coach who won a bunch of championships.
It already is.
Exactly. So what are you worried about? See, that's what I mean. It sounds like just stuff you want.
But he wants to be known that it was done the right way, though. Like, that's important to him, is that people know that he's done it the right way throughout his career. He never had to cheat.
Never.
Okay, like cool.
Tar Heels number 7 in the poll this week.
Yep.
Moving on up.
Too bad for unlucky 13 there, huh, Rich?
Yeah, so much for the getting farther away before we got closer there.
Oh, by the way, your
You'll
boy
keep-
Luke
you'll
May
lose
now
again.
has the most double-doubles before
Because you haven't
non-conference
played
play is
anyone
over.
good but one team.
You better
Michigan.
not I know one thing.
Stanford.
You better not play
Michigan's at
TCU.
Stanford. Shut up. No one ever thought Michigan or Stanford was
Wow,
good.
but you don't want those problems, Kev.
Yeah, you better not play TCU. That's all I know.
They got it.
Mr. Albino's in a ball.
Yeah.
You said that's who you're gonna take to go see Caleb Ball out in Madison Square Garden.
TCU. It'll be a packed house that night. I can't afford them tickets.
The future Chicago Bull star. I don't even know his name.
I mean,
Kev, I would give up a lot for him to be on the Bulls.
yeah, they did during the halftime of one of the games. I was watching the Kansas game to Arizona State for a little bit, and I went to halftime. They were showing the highlights, and they were talking about TCU, showing that guy for a minute. I was
He
dying.
was balling. Get out of here. Dude.
Uh-huh. Yep.
How mad would you be if he was like your star player?
I mean, if he balls
How
out,
nice
I
is
wouldn't
he?
be that mad.
How nice is he?
Yeah.
Like really nice.
Like all-star point guard nice? Like
Yeah.
tops in the league nice?
Yeah.
Then let's go, weird
I
looking dude.
I guess that's my boy.
He's your boy.
Like what if he's as good as Ben Simmons is?
I'll be fired up.
I'll be pumped, but deep down in there, well, I guess not too deep down in there, I'd be ready to hate pretty quick.
Yeah, don't fuck up.
Yo, yeah, that's what it would be. Like, I'd be fired up, but I would
That's
constantly
the-
be
there
making
it
fun of
goes,
him
right?
while he was
He'd
winning
be-
for us.
That's the boy
I'd
that
be
can
like-
be your boy, but then cannot be your boy.
Yeah, as soon as he slips up, I'm out.
Much like Laurie so far.
Laurie isn't playing tonight, and we're up 24
Yo,
with 4 minutes left on Boston.
But you don't have
Good. I hope
Nico
that
and
means that
Portis.
Bobby and Nico are putting in work, and I'm going to get win number 5 in a row in our fantasy basketball league.
Portis has 23, and Nico has 21 and 8.
Yeah, that's right.
Better hope you close
Portis
it
has
out.
only
Roy
played 22
Williams
minutes.
coming for you, everybody.
the surrogate father. Oh my God.
Winning
like,
in life and winning
Hold
in our
on.
fantasy
hold
basketball.
on. Kyle, when you called him the surrogate father to these guys, right?
Yeah.
Did you mean that?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
Oh
did.
God. Oh,
Like
God.
he's around them so much. He deals with them not just on the court and with their classroom, and even after they graduate with life decisions and shit. Like, yeah, he's a surrogate father to them.
For 4 years?
I love how
Because
uncomfortable his
F
kindness
that.
makes you.
It's because like I understand that I totally get that the coach is that for some people, and that some kids need that. Like I get it, but I don't know just how much it means to maybe just how much it means to you because I expect more from you.
I don't know that
Like-
it means that much to me. It's more of why hate. Like, why are you hating on it? That's the part, I guess.
Because I feel like I'm hating on it because
I know why you're hating on it.
why, Kev? Tell me.
Because instead of using the fucking word surrogate father, you can't just use the word mentor or a good person. It's like, why do we have to use this weird ass explanation for things? I don't want no one being
That's
my
true.
surrogate father, but you
My
can damn
use
sure
of
be
word
my
is
mentor.
why you're so upset with it.
You know what?
I know,
Kev
that's why
might
I'm
be right
upset
about
with
that.
All right,
And
then
I
I will
think-
change it. He's
And
a
I really
mentor
think it's
to them.
because I think people use that as a way to like take away from Coach Cal. Because McCoy knows this. I don't think Coach Cal is as good as a coach as Roy Williams.
Not at all.
Like I don't even.
He's
think
not
it's
even.
close.
He's not a very good coach at all. I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think. I think Coach Cal is a great recruiter,
Yep,
and I think
he's
Coach
a
Cal is a
salesman. Mm-hmm.
great marketer. Like I think he's great at all those things.
Yep.
But I hate when, like, the fact that Roy Williams takes less money, or the fact that Roy Williams is tough on his kids until they're almost crying, like that Felton kid said he was, which I think is a bullshit way to coach. And it's like, well, see, Roy's
It's not
doing it
always.
right. Yeah, but I think, like, there's no reason to like get on someone so bad when they're that young until they almost feel like crying.
So-
like I can't think of a justifiable reason to do that.
So the reasoning, I guess, behind
he's
it is
soft.
later in that article. You also see where when he goes to the sideline and Roy told him after a game where he did really well, good job, Jalik. Joel Berry commented as a senior, that first good job you get from coach, you remember. I still remember when I got mine. It makes me want to get the next one and the next one. You want to have him be proud of you and tell you, good job.
Yeah, but that even feels like
I mean, it's
I don't know.
coaching.
no, I
Yeah.
don't think it is coaching because I don't like. I guess it's a way of coaching, but it's a way. Of
It's a
coaching
way
I'll
of making
never-
the player get the
I'll-
most out of themselves.
No, but I don't think you need to do that to like make them feel like they're almost about to cry. Like
Well, I
these
think that
kids are
maybe
just
every-
out of high school.
I
Like,
think
you don't
that's
need
an
to treat 'em
individual,
like that.
like player by player kind of situation. Because I can also tell you, he's probably harder on Jalik than he is most other players, because Jalik has ties to the program. He's been
He knows
around.
the talents there.
He's
too.
been around during the summer when those pickup games are happening with all the alum. He's Raymond Felton's nephew, so he's been around since he was like 13 or 14. So yeah, he's got a little bit of more of an arrogance that he carries himself with too. Roy's going to make sure that gets knocked down, and you're a team player first. And if part of that is him having to be hard, then that's what it is.
I don't know. I won't ever get behind the coach that like yells at their players or does stuff like that.
I don't think there's a single coach out there that doesn't. Like you love
No,
Pop. How hard is
no,
Pop
Red
on his
Hoiberg.
players?
No, like you can yell at them. Like I get you can yell at them, but there's like I don't know. It comes.
Like I don't
know,
think
feel like
I
there's a
think
line.
you're mistaking when we
Debate.
say that he yells at them. Like Roy's not belittling them. He's just getting
Roy,
pissed because they're doing something stupid out on the court that they shouldn't be doing, and he's told them not to do it, and then they continue to do it, so he gets pissed at them.
Well, maybe that's what it is.
And he
Maybe I'm
uses
taking
words like
yelling as
"gosh
a little-
darn
Gosh
it"
darn, yeah.
and "dagammit."
See, that's some other bullshit that Roy does that people let him slide on too.
What's that?
What?
Like because if he would come out there and say like "fuck," or
Oh, he
what-
does in
or
practices and stuff, but he's not going to say that to the
but
media.
He says "doggone it," and everyone's like, "Oh, look at this sweet ass old man."
It's a Southern thing.
I mean, he's getting away with it, so it's fine. Like he can get his expletives out of there, you know.
It's part of his charm.
Yeah.
The Thunder are down 105 to 94 to the Hornets.
Oh, there you go.
So
I
let's
think-
finish this off on the topic that we were going to start it off with, but your son is probably awake when we started. McCoy's taking his kid to his first basketball game, first Bulls game, and he
Hopefully he
posted.
doesn't hear this.
Yeah, if he is, go to sleep.
Yeah, right. Santa's
Uh,
watching.
You asked us whether you should sit a little bit further back and take him to the Garden, or sit closer and go to Barclay. My immediate reaction is the Garden.
It's because you're 32.
Yeah, but I also, like, my first memory of a basketball game was when I was 8, and it was at the Garden against San Antonio. That's how old Caleb is. He's 8, right?
Yep.
So, like, that is literally my first ever memory of a basketball game, and I love that it was in the Garden. Don't remember anything from the game. I just remember I went to the Garden for that game. But you guys think that you should sit closer, and I understand that because, you know, at
It's
8,
a good
how
amount
cool is it just to
closer,
be
too.
close, you know?
Like it's a decent amount closer too. Like $100 tickets in Barclays and $100 tickets in the Garden are completely separate. Like especially because the Bulls Nets game isn't
It's not a
really a
marquee
good
matchup.
game. So yeah, it's like you're gonna get decent seats for a lower price. And honestly, like if I didn't have to get them now, I could probably wait 3 months and get them for half the price.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, man. Like that was my thing. Like I didn't know which one. Like I want to go to the Garden. Like I'm
We all
fine
wanna
with
go to
sitting
the
farther
Garden,
back.
man. That's what we
Right.
know. But I'm thinking as an 8-year-old for an experience. Is this his first game?
Yeah.
I mean, I know when I went like first time to like a sports stadium, the closer you could get me, man, you get that wow
Yeah.
factor.
Yeah.
I think you'll really have him locked in, and like I said, man, I think if you bring him to the Garden when he knows what that means, and like
Once the TCU Horned Frog is part of the Bulls.
exactly what I'm saying, man. It's like bringing him somewhere for like that. You got to bring him there for a reason, man.
Yeah.
Like I know you think, and we all think it's going to be great, but he ain't going to remember. Like, oh, I was at the Garden for the Bulls Knicks.
For Lori dropping 18 and 10 on someone.
Yeah,
I'll be pumped for it. I'll be real hyped.
Like
and you
the
said
whole
it's the same
story.
price.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's why I sent the screenshots because that shows you the view. The Nets ones were like 17 seats rows off the court, like or maybe
you
even
got-
closer. Honestly, like it was really nice, right behind the basket. So
Yeah, you
I would
gotta
go with
take
that
it
then.
one.
I didn't realize they were that close, and I'm thinking when we went to that Big East game
We were
in the
pretty close.
Garden, like we
I
were
felt pretty
mad close. That
yeah,
was
we had good
awesome.
seats. Right?
It's the last game Johnny Flynn was good in.
And your boy Terrence Williams.
You drive
Terrence
into this
Flynn-
game, McCoy?
Nah, I'm gonna take the train.
Oh, he's gonna
Stop in a
complain.
cab
He's
or
gonna
something.
complain so much when you make him start walking around the city.
No, we'll just take a cab.
Oh, all right.
Well, nah, if he
I
goes,
tell you to make sure.
nah, not
if you're
even. If he
backing
goes
up,
to
don't hit
Barclay,
nobody.
he can take the subway right to the stadium, like we
I'm
did.
trying to
McCoy.
bring him on the subway though.
Oh, okay.
Rich.
I thought that too, but I don't want to go on the subway. With
Probably a
him.
good
I
idea.
don't want to be on there with me, honestly.
Rich,
like,
you know what I was
I
gonna
hate the
tell him?
subway.
Hmm.
I was gonna tell him if he's driving to a Nets game to make sure when he reverses out, not to hit anybody.
Yeah.
You asshole.
Yeah, you, and then being mad at them.
Kyle.
Yep.
Kyle, we went to a Nets game, right?
Everybody had the Richard Jefferson jersey on.
Listen to the 50 cents.
Listen to 50 Cents. And Kev backed up and almost hit someone,
Yeah,
right?
so-
And they were pissed.
Guy was
Rightfully
walking,
so.
not a car,
Yeah.
not a car.
And
actual
everyone in the
person.
car but me and McCoy didn't think that guy should be pissed.
I'm gonna guess that nobody else in the car was any of our friends.
No, Kev was in the car.
But
Kev probably didn't think that he should have been pissed
No,
either,
Kev
right?
was getting on him. Yeah,
Not
Kev
to
definitely
mention-
was.
Not to mention, hold on, that McCoy might have told the funniest joke he's ever told in his entire life. To the fact where I was in pain because I had tears rolling down my face.
That was a good trip.
Bring him to the Nets games.
Yeah,
Yeah, right. That was in Prudential Center though.
Yeah, I know.
because
that
they were still in New
wasn't-
Jersey.
That was
All right.
in Brooklyn.
That was gonna answer my next question. I was like, "Yo, where did Kev park if you guys drove to the Barclay Center? Like, what are you thinking?"
Nah, this was when they were still in Jersey.
Okay, all right.
We got like mad
Brian
cheap tickets. So
Scalabrine was going off. So.
it was like Richard Jefferson jersey night. Like everybody in the crowd had his jersey on. Like,
The
it's
worst
weird.
Jersey night.
Yes. Did they have Vince then too?
No, not then.
No.
They had Jason Kidd.
I don't know,
Jason
because
Kidd.
the first basketball game I ever saw was Laker Nets, and Steph was there. That was like 2001. He had a 3 from like half court to tie it and send it overtime.
That's right, he did.
The Lakers still won though. They had Shaq and
Stop
Kobe.
it. Ah, yeah, well, of course he did. Just like when we went to see the Lakers, we would see Kobe play in Barclays Center.
He was putting up so many bricks.
Yep. D'Angelo was money from that elbow, though.
He made Jared Jack fall.
Yeah, he sure did. Got you, boy.
My
Somebody
boy
in the
got my
fantasy
boy.
league tried to trade me Jared Jack and somebody else for Chris Dunn.
Yeah, we
I'm
gotta
like,
talk about these trades on this fantasy.
I'm like, does
league.
Jared Jack even play? Like,
does.
what? Let me get out of here.
The only highlight I've seen of Jared Jack in the last 3 years was when he missed the half court or full court shot by like 16 rows earlier this season. Did you see that?
Just hoist it up, man.
Threw the ball, tried to beat the buzzer, and literally threw it about 16 rows past the hoop into the stands.
That dude's been on like every team in the league.
Yo, he's like everyone's boys with him in the league.
Yeah, 'cause he's been on half of the
every
league.
team.
Georgia Tech alum right there.
That's my boy
Man, that was Rich's squad.
for life. Yo, Russell Westbrook just fell down for no reason.
It says he's trash now.
Yo,
It's Melo's fault. We agreed on this.
Yeah.
they're all doing bad.
So
Well, I mean,
we didn't agree on this. I didn't comment because I wanted to wait. Is it Paul George? Like, look at what Indiana's doing without Paul George.
Well, they
And
got
then look at what
Oladipo,
happened to...
man.
What?
Ball game.
Blouses.
Victor.
Like, is he just one of those dudes that because he had the ball in his hands so much in Indiana, it made him seem better than he actually is?
Nope, because I have a post-it in my pocket with all their stats on it.
Yeah.
So as soon as I can undo it, because I had to fold it. All right, so check it out.
I just want to throw out there that Ray Felton's shooting 1 of 10 for the Thunder tonight.
Keep on.
I'm just
trucking,
happy
right?
that he's not having a heart attack trying to run
Keep
up and down
putting
that
him
court.
up, Fat Ray.
Hey.
So Paul George, right? Paul George is averaging 26, 3, and like 2.5 steals a game, and he's shooting 41% from the field, 40 from 3, and 80 from the free throw line. That's about average for him. Like that's what he does.
Yep.
Melo is averaging 18, 6, and 2 with 1 steal and 1 block, and he's shooting 40% from the field, 33% from three, and 76% from the free throw line.
You'd like to see the
Russ.
3 come up a little higher, but decent number still.
Russ is averaging 22, 9, and 10 with 2 steals and a block. He's shooting 39% from the field, 30 from 3, and 71% from the free throw line. And he's taking like 21 shots a game.
Yeah,
I'm
my
not really
biggest
surprised by
problem
any
with
of these
those are
numbers.
his free throw numbers.
But like, I was looking at, remember before we talked about like in-depth stats?
Mhm.
His offensive like wins above replacement, when he was on the floor last year, he was like plus 18 points a game, or like plus 10 points a game when he was on the floor for them. And now it's like 3. And he's averaging 5 turnovers a game. Like, Russ needs to chill out a little bit.
Yeah, but is that because he's trying to accommodate Melo and Paul George now and like get them going? And you know, he's more worried about being a team guy this year. Where last year he was just constantly in attack mode.
Or is it that he's just used to being constantly in attack mode and doesn't know how to get anyone else involved
Yeah.
to that level?
I think that's
Yeah.
what it is. I don't know if Russ knows how to play on a team
Like,
with another
Russ is a
superstar.
really good. Like, Russ is really like a really good creator. But I think KD was even just as good at it, so it didn't matter as much.
Mm-hmm.
But these other guys aren't KD.
Yeah, they need somebody to create for them.
They need someone to do a little bit more than just
Is Russ AI?
Russ is Kobe.
Was last year the worst thing that could have happened to Russ?
But I don't know if I can say Russ is Kobe because Russ hasn't won. Kobe won multiple titles, and Russ hasn't won anything with anybody yet.
Yeah, neither did Kobe.
Where was Kobe without
Kobe
that
won-
help though?
But he had the help though. Like the OKC, he's had the help, and he still hasn't won.
That's true.
So is he AI?
Durant.
He might be.
You know, some dude who is just unbelievably athletically gifted, but needs to be the focal point of the offense at all points and doesn't know how to accommodate and play with other people on his same level.
I honestly
I can
don't
go with
know.
that.
It was last
That kind
year,
of
man.
disappoints me.
Yeah.
Fucked him up. He was playing with nobody. He just wanted to do everything.
Uh huh. But he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, but now he doesn't know how to like adapt. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He's still
It's
in
hard to switch back, you know.
You
Like
got two.
taking 20 plus shots a game and shooting 39% is not okay. Like, that's worse than whatever people think Lonzo Ball is doing.
Yeah, and those numbers remind me of AI. 30 shots a game and not a very good percentage.
Yeah. Barely getting more
Scoring
points
by
than
volume,
shots.
yeah, scoring by volume, not by
Yeah.
efficiency.
And that'll kill you in today's NBA.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, we knew he was a bad shooter. Like,
Yeah, but like the difference between shooting 42%, which he usually does, and like 39,
yeah.
like can really kill you.
Once you get under that 40% mark, it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
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 Like you're doing too much now, you know?
I even wrote down, it's funny because I wrote down Victor Oladipo's numbers, and he's averaging 25, 5, 4, 2 steals and a block on 48, 44, and 77 percentage. Like,
That's
he's
why
killing it.
when the Bulls were playing them and it was close the other night, that's why I was winning. In Vic we trust. Because he got that W on us. He hit the game winner. So, you know, we don't need to win this
He's
one.
been balling, son.
Yeah, and like he's just been passed around now. Like Orlando and the Thunder were like, this dude's expendable, you know?
Like, he was never
Moving
this
him
good
real
in
quick.
either place.
And come to find out, like, who did Orlando trade him for, you know?
Surge.
Yeah, Serge. Yeah.
Yeah, like that definitely didn't work out for them because he wasn't even on their team for half a season.
Yo, I saw another stat that was crazy. James Harden has 41 career 40-point games and 639 career games.
That dude is the truth.
Like, LeBron has 58 and 1,000. Jerry West had 52 and 900. T-Mac had 45 and 938. Karl Malone had 44 in like 1,400 games.
Harden's gonna win MVP.
You know what the difference between him and everybody you just listed is? And I mean, pretty much him and everybody else except for a few people nowadays? The 3-ball.
Yeah.
You know, when
And
you're making your shots and you're getting an extra point that everybody else usually wasn't getting.
And he
Your
got
numbers
to
are
the
gonna
free
get up
throw
there.
line like 20
Yeah,
times.
word. That's what I was
Well,
about
that
to say.
too,
Like-
yeah.
Like yo, like if I asked you who had more 40-point games, would you say Melo and Dwayne Wade or James Harden?
Career?
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna assume
I
it's
would-
Harden now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
like, yeah,
obviously I
before
know it's
this-
Harden, but I absolutely
Well,
would
yeah.
not have thought that. I would have thought Melo had
No.
more.
Yeah.
Because Melo has 36 in 1,000 games, and D Wade has 34 in 941 games.
Wow.
Like James Harden's out here like killing people.
Yeah, he's gonna win MVP this year because they're gonna give it to him because he didn't win it last year because
Yeah.
Russ got it,
Did
and
he
they're,
win it?
you know his team's gonna have the best record in the league possibly. So
And he didn't win it the year before that because Steph was shooting like 50% from half
so
court.
this is the year he can pull that. Like, and I don't think that's like a D Rose MVP.
Yeah,
If
I'm
you're saying
fucking
Rose
with you.
didn't deserve it, Harden definitely deserves it.
Hard, yeah, like
Like, honestly, if he would have won it last year, I wouldn't have been like, "Oh, that's
No.
ridiculous."
he
Like,
probably deserved it last year.
yeah,
He did.
like-
Russ just did something that
Yeah, right.
we've only seen. Well,
Right.
we've never seen, but the league has only seen one other time.
Russ did the one thing that
That was going to
made
win
it
him
so
the
he
MVP.
had to get the MVP. Right?
Yep.
Like,
Yeah, because
You
like
know.
Russ averaged like 30, 10, and 10, and James Harden averaged like 30, like 8
10
and
and 9 or
11.
something.
So it's
Yeah,
like 2 rebounds is the difference.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
like half a rebound, and he's just right there too. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that dude's amazing. They just had a high scoring affair with the Pelicans out here.
Every game
Yeah,
they
well-
play is a high scoring affair.
Harden with 26 points, 17 assists,
He had
6 steals.
17 assists.
Yeah, 6 steals, son. Let's see what else he had. He only had 1 rebound,
That's fine.
and he only shot 16 times. Like, he was 8 of 16.
17 assists is probably top 6 or 7 for the year.
They scored
Yeah.
43 points in the second quarter.
Rondo had like 18 the other night, last night I think.
Yeah, but see, Rondo gets assists because he like avoids.
Tries to, yeah.
He tries to.
Rondo
Like,
had
Harden-
12 assists tonight in that game.
Oh, so LeBron's going to Houston?
I don't think so. You guys think that would work?
I do.
If I
Like
was
you're gonna put
I'd
LeBron?
go to
Who's
Philly.
gonna control the ball?
Why does it have to be one specific person? Like, why does it have to be the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Why can't you just have you're filthy, you're filthy, you're filthy? Let's go play a ball game.
Somebody's taking a hit, man. They got Harden and Chris Paul already.
And I think that they will, and they'll be fine with that. I think Chris Paul is old enough and late enough in his career where he wants to win, so he's going to be okay with taking a little bit of a backdoor to his boy. I think LeBron wants that title, and
That's fine.
Harden can be the go-to guy. But Yeah,
But what's
I think-
Chris Paul gonna do then? Like, I honestly wouldn't want him on the team then,
why
because what's he doing for me?
running your point when you need him
No,
to?
he's not, because LeBron or James Harden are better than him at that. So
I
he's
don't
now
feel-
my third ball handler. He can come off the bench and run the bench unit, sure.
Okay, well then you got him for your bench unit, and you're going to get 20 from him off the
Paul.
bench unit. Like,
Chris Paul is not coming off the bench for anyone.
If I'm LeBron, I'm going to Philly.
That'd
Of
be
course,
crazy.
boy.
I don't
Ain't
think
taking Ben Shine though.
I don't think he would want to go somewhere where there's a bunch of young players. Like if he's going to go somewhere, I think he's going somewhere that's a veteran, established squad,
That's
I
the
think
point
he's going where he can win.
because
and that's a
if he
veteran,
goes-
established squad.
If he goes to Houston, does James Harden automatically become the second best teammate he's ever had?
Yep.
Like he's better than Wade?
Who were you gonna say is the first best teammate he's ever had?
Yeah, I think
Wade.
Wade's the best teammate he had.
Okay. Prime James Harden over Prime Wade.
Well, Wade wasn't in his prime then, was he? Like he
My
kind
only
of was.
thing, like my only knock with Harden right now is like that dude. Like, I mean, you can't say that he did, I guess, but like he looked like he totally gave up in the playoffs last year. Like,
Oh no, that's something you can say about him
yeah,
because it looks like there's
mean-
times where he gives up.
D Wade's
like, he just-
defense versus Harden's defense. Does that
Yeah,
get,
that's
does that
the
make
kicker
up
right
for
there.
Harden's offense versus Wade's offense? Like I don't know,
I
Wade was a
have-
beast back in the day.
yeah, word.
I
And he
have
would block
such a
the shit
hard
out of you.
time.
Yeah.
I have such a hard time with Harden's defense because I know he doesn't play any defense, but I know he can play defense.
I'd like to see him in a game
Is that even
or a
worse than not
situation in the
being able to
playoffs
do?
where it's late enough because I think
Yeah,
he
I don't-
would
yeah.
then.
He was in the playoffs last year, and he
Yeah,
just
but I'm
shut
ta-
down.
like I said, late enough. Like if it's Western Conference Finals, I don't think you see him doing that.
But I don't care what round it is, son. When you're the what seed were they? The 2 seed, 3 seed?
They're two, probably, right?
Like well, I think the Spurs were 2, right? But still, like, you're losing in the first and second round, and you're just checking out of a game as this franchise's superstar. Like, you can't do that in any round in the playoffs. That's soft. Like, you want that dude on your team?
No, I'm not defending. Well, yes, I do. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, I do too.
But no, I'm just
We ain't
saying.
getting to the
I'm saying I
playoffs.
wonder if he gets to that point. If LeBron were to go there and he now leads them to the Western Conference Finals, the NBA Finals, is he going to allow James Harden to do that in those situations that deep in the playoffs? Like James Harden had nobody to
Who?
check him last year.
Wait. What'd you say?
If LeBron goes to Houston and they get to the Western Conference Finals and the Finals, is he going to allow that to happen? Is he going to allow James Harden to check out? I don't think so.
No, I think when LeBron's on the team, you automatically get ramped up.
And that's what I'm saying. So get somebody else there, get him there, and you don't have to worry about that part because now you're getting deep enough in the finals with somebody who's on his same level, if not higher, and can kick him in the ass, put him in gear.
Yeah, and I think with LeBron on your team, especially now that when they beat Golden State, you see that if he thinks you're better at winning the game, he'll allow you. Because he didn't say, give me the ball to beat Golden State. He said, yo, Kyrie's got this. Give him the ball.
Yeah.
But so Harden's gonna be cool with like he would be cool with LeBron coming in and taking over his team.
But I don't think
Like
he would be taking
Kyrie
over.
got tired of it, so
But I don't think
Yeah,
he'd be
but-
going in and taking over his team at this point. I don't think LeBron would go in that way.
well, he's LeBron, so he's automatically your biggest star.
Yeah, but I don't think he would go in there with the mentality of this is my team.
It just happens.
I think he's smarter than that.
I think it would help having Chris Paul there since that's its boy.
Yeah, but Chris Paul's a dick too. Like Harden probably don't like him either.
And they've all played together multiple times on the Olympic teams.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, that's a big pill to swallow for Harden. You know, like I get it. If he wants to win, I'm all for it. But like, to just have LeBron. You know, this isn't just like another star player in the league. It's LeBron James coming into the town, your city now, and taking over your team when you're already winning MVPs possibly, and you know you're already that superstar. Like,
But the point of him coming in is to win a title, is it not?
yeah.
So if it's the point to win a title, you take that little bit of a hit.
Listen, these things have happened in the past, so and it
I
hasn't,
understand.
like,
I understand.
the Lakers brought in a whole team of superstars. Like, oh, let's win this title. And what happened there, Rich?
What year?
When you brought in like Malone and Payton and all them.
They
egos.
made the finals?
Yeah, you made the finals, right?
Yeah.
How'd that work out for you?
I don't remember after that.
Selective memory.
It's easier to say it. I mean,
a long time
like
ago,
obviously, I
man.
don't think they'll be
Yeah,
trash.
right?
I'm sure
2004. That's so long ago. Stop bringing us back.
to pass.
if anybody can figure it out, I guess it would be LeBron. Like,
Because he's the best player to ever play the
he
game.
should just go to Golden State.
Yo, people would be so mad.
to run out Curry,
If he went to
Clay,
Golden State,
LeBron,
oh my god.
Draymond, and KD.
Yo, if they just had him play center,
That would be amazing.
oh, get rid of everyone else. Just run
Yeah,
those five all
We're
season.
fine. We're fine. We'll play. We'll have fans come off the bench for us some game.
Make a contest out of it.
Right.
We'll even play 4-on-5 with someone to start. Fuck y'all.
Right. Let's go have some water and talk to somebody, LeBron. You'll be back in a minute.
Oh my god, yo, if your five could be Steph, Clay, KD, Draymond, and LeBron,
Jesus.
That'd be
stop
amazing.
it.
I wouldn't
LeBron's
watch.
about to
I wouldn't
take
watch any
that.
of basketball. Like,
I would watch every Warriors game.
no. I said I wouldn't watch any other basketball. Like, just watch their games. The rest of them don't matter.
You're not going to see any better basketball anywhere, so they're already kind of at that level, so it's like,
Yeah, it's weird having League Pass and I never watched the Warriors.
you can't, son. The game's over usually by whenever,
That's-
and then when they are down,
You know they're
what
coming
did I
back.
tell you? They're going to win, and they do.
It's like Clay's got 30 on 2 dribbles.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like,
crazy.
okay.
I think they're about to play the Blazers, and it's like, maybe I'll put the first quarter on and
Who's
be
that?
done by then, but
Nurkic
You
or
know,
Jerkic is gonna get at him.
the Lakers are about to play the Knicks now. Wait,
They play
what is
tomorrow.
this? My app is all messed up.
Lonzo's first game in New York.
Spotlight
When do they
time.
play? When is that
Tomorrow.
game?
Tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow. All right. Yeah, I was wondering why I was on there. Oh, so that's a big one right there. He's got to come out and get that triple double.
He has to come out, and they have to come out and win that game because they play the Cavs, the Golden State, Houston, and
You
Golden
need that
State
win
again.
before that run.
Yes,
Yeah, y'all are about to get scraped in those games.
yes, and I'm fully
Every one
aware
of
of this.
Let's see what LeVar has to say after this stretch.
All right, guys, to wrap it up. Thanks for tuning in again to the Fellas. Follow us on Twitter at the Fellas Pod. We're out.
Wish you would have.